Man does not live by bread alone, and neither do our kids. We're talking about lunch. We're talking about spring break. And here in Salem, we have Karina Lee, who's going to tell us a little bit about the anatomy of food coming into kids' mouths during spring break. How long has this program been in effect, Karina?
This program's been going on for over a decade, but it continues to grow. As that's the piece, is the absolute scale that it has. We partner on the spring break program with the Marion Polk Food Share, and Salem Kaiser Education Foundation operates the 17 schools now that will be doing this program in Salem Kaiser, and Marion Polk Food Share has their own army of volunteers that then handles other sites throughout the counties. But we have the lion's share of the locations.
Now, tell us, I know it's great to have volunteers, people who for 2 or 3 days would like to chip in, help serve. Well, you don't serve food. You just get in line along with the kids and the families.
Right.
These are generally for families who are on low budgets, or how does that work?
So what happens
Who's
is during
eligible?
the normal school year, there are a number of children in our community that, based on their household income, qualify for a free or reduced price of their lunch. And what happens though, and we have nearly 70% of our children in Salem Kaiser qualify for that.
That's surprising.
It's pretty surprising. You got to remember, we're the second largest school districts. You're talking scale, but that means 70% of 42,000 children.
A lot of kids out there.
42,000 in children, but 70% of them qualify for this program, and a lot of them, that's the only meal that they get, or they know that they're going to get. It's a guaranteed meal during the school year. But what happens when our schools are closed during spring break, for example? We still want them to have a guaranteed meal at least.
Less struggle.
Yes. And so in Salem Kaiser, we make sure that locations, we try to pick the locations where the populations can get to them. They've got easy access or near bus routes or whatever, or they're put in neighborhoods that can access them. And we open the schools from 11:45 to 1:15 during those days. And our nutrition partner, Sodexo, provides the meal. They actually staff having people bring in the meal and serve the meal.
I've been there.
But what's essential to qualify for this program, because it's a federal reimbursement program, we must have educationally aligned activities going on for the children that show up for the free lunch. And educational activities can be board games, they can be craft ideas, they can be reading. We also give away free books.
I was gonna say that,
and we give away free books. But we need volunteers to run those activities, to help the kids do that. And that's how we make this work.
So it's just over an hour of your week. If you want to go 2 or 3 days, that would be tremendous. And I've been in the grant school in the past, and then there's another school, I can't remember the one.
I see I've got your name written down by Walker Middle School.
I'm going to be Walker because I'm a West Salemite.
Yep, you're going to be in West Salem on I see you down for 2 days. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much.
I wasn't sure because I'm just recovering from minor surgery, and so I didn't want to overextend my wings.
Yeah, no, and actually SCEF and our team makes it pretty darn easy. We have all of the programs and activities outlined. So when you come to the school, there'll be signage to show you where to go. And then we have tubs that are marked with activities and counted out things. So maybe one day you have a craft, kids love craft activities, so you might have a craft activity and we'll have the scissors and the glue and all of the materials, the yarn or the whatever, all ready for you. You just lay it out.
You're spinning a yarn to me.
Yes, there we are. We'll have free books there. They just need to be there and help kids get them. Board games.
They come with their families.
They come with their families.
They usually get there by noontime, and then they get online and they get their orange or their apple and their sandwich or whatever, and always a container of milk with straw. And then the fun part is eating with them and getting to know them and getting them out of their shell. They've never met you before, but It's not exactly strangers in the night.
It's really,
it's warmth.
really a wonderful activity to do.
Outreach.
I enjoy doing it, and it's a big, when you're talking 17 schools for 5 days, it's a lot of volunteer slots.
You bet.
But you'll also find it very common that older siblings will bring their younger siblings, and so we try to have a wide range of activities that would appeal to a 7-year-old as well as a 16-year-old. One time I taught a 16-year-old how to play solitaire. He'd never played solitaire. So we had a deck of cards out and we sat and he learned how to play solitaire while he
dug it.
while he got his lunch.
Good.
Yeah.
So you've been in the program not only on the sidelines but as a participant.
Oh yes, during the winter lunch program, we provide all of the programming in Salem Kaiser. So it's very nice to have a partner with Marion Polk Food Share reaching out further. So we have many opportunities left for people that want to sign up for this. Spring break starts in a week.
Now, it could be from half a dozen people, sometimes 3 or 4, and I've seen it up to well over a dozen in some places.
I've been to sites where we'll have 20 kids show up. Yeah.
And it's fun, and it's an interesting, I wouldn't call it a challenge so much. It's fun to draw somebody out of their turtle shell and get them engaged, and not enraged, engaged, and to begin to bond with you by degrees. You're a small part of their influence of learning new skills, growing up, meeting strangers, feeling comfortable with new persons. So you use all your social skills and you play a game with them or what have you. And to somebody besides their family, you're a novelty to them.
That's right. And there's lots of ways you can do it. You can do this with a friend. You can bring your own child. We have a couple of businesses that have adopted a school. So, for example, Rico is taking on the entire week with their employees and going out and doing that. And we really, really appreciate that.
You might speak to some people at the Chamber of Commerce before there'll be a winter one too around Christmas. Thereabouts, you have a winter break also?
Yes, we do that as well. Winter break as well.
So, I mean, I don't make your schedule for you and have that burden, but you might want to speak to Dan Clem and some of the people at the Chamber of Commerce and see if you can make a picture.
They are wonderful. The Chamber of Commerce and all of their different subcommittees and suborganizations have been very, very helpful. The Young Professionals Group there, the Youth Leadership Program, all of them are very, very helpful. And the Kaiser Chamber. The Kaiser Fire Department actually adopts a school. And that's really great because, or even police officers.
Jeff Cowan.
They do great, great work. Would you like to know what schools we're going to be at this
Yes.
spring break?
Take out your little yellow pad, and if your school near you is mentioned, go for it. Even if you just do 1 day or 2 days, that'll be fine. And you'll taste what kiddies eat to get nutritionally stronger and better.
That's right. So as a reminder, this program starts on Monday, March 21st, and goes through the week until Friday, March 25th. So we have 5 days, and these are the locations, and these are in alphabetical order, not by priority. So Bush Elementary School, Chavez Elementary School, Claggett Creek Middle School, they're off the Parkway, Cummings Elementary, Forest Ridge Elementary.
Where's Forest Ridge located?
Forest Ridge is in the north area.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
familiar
north.
with that.
Four Corners, Highland Elementary, that's pretty central. Kaiser Elementary, okay, that's very close to McNary High School.
Yes.
Lee Elementary, and that's out south off of Battle Creek.
Named after you?
Oh, I knew. Hey. Actually, it's named after Bob and Susie Lee. They were both educators in our
when
district.
you're done, I want to tell you something about the names of the schools.
Okay. Liberty Elementary School, McKinley Elementary School, central there, Waldo Middle School, Walker Middle School. That's the one you've got, Lee. You're going to travel to West Salem for us. Thank you very much.
Who was Walker? Do anybody know?
Walker Middle School. I don't know that one.
Okay.
And then we've got 2 more.
Good.
Wright Elementary, and then Yoshikai.
Orville and that's in the backyard of my honey, Yoshikai.
That's right.
Not too far from Fuhrer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Yoshikai.
yeah, what I was going to mention just peripherally is that I've been talking with some people in the city council about the idea of having a Salem Roots series, and we can throw schools into this, to go into the history of why certain streets, such as Wallace Road, would name who was Wallace, who was Yoshikai, and it would be a sort of putting meat on the skeleton. For whom are these famous places named, or not so
Yep.
famous places, and all, and it would, maybe even with a slideshow or a PowerPoint, would give the community a sense of belonging, of knowing more.
I think it's a great segment for your show if you did that.
Well, it's something that Chuck Bennett was interested in participating in, that possibly in Luke Auditorium, maybe starting in the fall, we don't know when, but it's something that's on the back burner, may get to the front burner and all.
So, Lee, you could probably talk about the process. So, if you have someone out there,
Now, if I was your PR agent,
Yeah.
secret agent 008, I would be in collaboration with the two libraries, the big main one, and of course the little one over at West Salem, and make sure that something like this is put on their bulletin board, because you have a lot of library consumers, and some of them can become interested.
we have these flyers that go out home to children. They're in the schools, they're out in the community, libraries, they're in child care programs, they're in the mall where people might see them. So, but one essential component is that volunteers that may be new to the Salem-Keizer School District do need to have a criminal background check done.
Oh yeah, that's always done.
And we can help facilitate that. To volunteer, if you have time and are willing, please contact us at the Salem-Keizer Education Foundation, either on our website.
You're still on commercial?
Yes, we are. Drop by, come see us at
Near the old
233
Clockwork
Commercial.
Cafe.
Yep. You can call us at 503-364-2933. You can go onto our website, or you can call Valerie, who in our
Valerie
office is doing this programming. But we'll want to get you done. We'll get the background check verified and give you instructions and love you up and say thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the greatest things about the programs that SCEF is able to, in collaboration and partnership with the school districts, is our after-school programs are enriching, and these programs are enriching. So I always like to think of these programs as feeding brains and bellies. So we're feeding the brains and the bellies of our children when we reach out and do those programs.
Good.
Everyone's got to have to do that.
This would require permission, but the thought occurs about a picture being worth 1,000 words, that maybe at some future school site, with the signed consent, we could actually take the camera into the field and do maybe a 5-minute segment of what it's like, so the people can see visually
Yeah.
the given
Yeah,
thing.
we could arrange
I'm very
that.
sensitive to the consent forms.
Yes, we
Having
are
just been
too.
a social waker from New York.
Yep. Nope, we are too. I appreciate that.
So, can you share in the minute or so remaining any kind of success stories or feedback you've gotten from kids or parents that have participated? What do you hear?
Yeah, we have had times where we've had tearful parents, very appreciative for this program. If they've had to work, they're working multiple jobs, and they can't entertain their students during spring break or can't feed them, or if they're scrambling to put one meal on the table, this gets a second meal into those kids' brains. I just thought of something else, Lee. If people are not available to volunteer and help us, the one thing that we go through a lot during this are board games. You can imagine if we've got hundreds of children playing Candyland or chess and checkers or whatever, we go through them, we lose pieces. So if you have board games that you're not using and would like to donate, we'd love them. We know that they would go to a good part of this program.
And I know there are a lot of thrift shops in town that can sell you a board game for $2 or $3. So if you can invest in that and make that your Easter present donation,
That's wonderful.
Most
Thank
cool.
you.
Okay. On that upbeat note, we say good for the belly, but good for the brain. We want to stimulate the young generation. They may be the leaders of tomorrow. A lot of people start out in low-income circumstances and rise to leadership, and you can play a role, a significant part in their life, as being part of the bridge to get them to that success story. Okay, Karina, thank you.
Thank you,
And it's been
Lee. Thank
a
you.
pleasure. And bottoms up. Thanks.
There we go.
Okay, cool.